host of the Gridiron.
Now, what he kind of says is that, what he seems to think, right? You need to sign a quarterback, right? Which the Giants, obviously do need, but and draft a quarterback. Right? He says you need to do both. He in this article I'm going to read, he's very, very interested to see exactly what happens with Sam Darnold because of his, what happened to him in the playoffs. He just, the last two games against the Lions and against the, and against the Rams, and you can see, right, how what the Commanders were able to do against the Lions in Detroit. I mean, they were moving up down the field, scoring points, right? I mean, obviously Detroit had a lot of turnovers that helped. It was a pick six, right, and all that stuff. But so you kind of look at what Daniels was able to do in Detroit to the Lions, right? Darnold couldn't do that. Darnold had better offense. He had Justin Jefferson running around out there, for Christ's sake. Still couldn't do it. And the Lions, right? I don't know if they were rusty, but I mean, the Lions had the week off. Then they played the Commanders. They were rested, right? And they still got torched by Daniels. The Lions played Darnold the last game of the season at home. They were tired, long season, all this stuff and everything, and they were able to shut him down. Right? He couldn't even. No, he didn't. No, I think they had 3 field goals. Couldn't even score a touchdown. Right? So Phil Simms is very anxious to see what's going to happen with Mr. Darnold. But Mr. Simms seems to think that the Giants, should sign one and draft one. Ex-Giant quarterback, ex-Giant great, breaks down how the team should approach fixing the quarterback problem. Giants need to take a big swing at the quarterback position this offseason. The 2 clearest paths: sign Sam Darnold of the Vikings to a big money contract if he hits the free agency, or use the 3rd pick in the 2025 NFL draft to select Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders as their quarterback of the future. Or how about both? Well, as I said, the one thing is with Darnold is the Giants only have. Now I realize if you bring Darnold in for say $35 million a year, right? His first year of the deal, if you sign it for 2 years or say 3 years, right? Whatever. Right? I get it for 35 years. I realize the first year you're not going to be paying him 35. You can get it down. You might be paying him 20. But the Giants only got like $43 million. Now, I know there's some salary cap, and they could probably cut Graham Gano, or they could do that. There's some things that they can do and bump that up. But without having to mortgage the whole farm, right? You want to bring in a quarterback that's going to cost you like half your salary cap? I don't know. It's going to be very, very interesting to see what the Giants want to do. Let's see. Former Giants quarterback and current NFL analyst Phil Simms told Big Blue View in an exclusive interview that he believes the Giants will take a quarterback at number 3 regardless of what happens in free agency. I would think they're going to sign a free agent and they're going to draft somebody, Simms said. I don't think they'll go out there and say, oh, we signed this guy and now we're not going to draft one. I would think somehow the Giants, with the 3rd pick in the draft, that they're looking to get a quarterback in that spot. Do they have to move up? Well, maybe, he said. There's a lot of choices there. But I feel, and I don't know anything, I'm just guessing, but I feel pretty good the fact that I think that they'll sign a free agent and they're going to go out and draft one too and try to solidify the position the way they want it. Yes, that means Simms believes drafting a quarterback at number 3 is on the table, even if the Giants spend big money on Darnold. Let's just say it is Sam Darnold. I haven't looked to see all the quarterbacks that are going to be free agents. It doesn't matter, Sim says. If it's him, they'll still going to draft one. They're not going to move down. They're not going to pick another player. I would think that they're going to take a quarterback. They want to make sure they get this quarterback situation to a place where they're really happy with it. And not only is it makes them happy or whatever, but also they solidify it by not just getting one. Let's get two. But interestingly, one thing said by by Bill Parcells said this, right? You got two quarterbacks. You have no quarterbacks. So you got to be very, very careful. Meaning like, if you pull the one quarterback, you shove the other quarterback in there. You got to leave that other quarterback in there. You start doing this, you put him in there. I'm gonna play the hot hand. I'm gonna put so and so in there for like the first quarter, get a little feel here. If he's doing pretty good, we'll leave him in there. If he starts doing bad in the third, I'll yank him, throw the other guy in there, and then we'll start the other guy the next quarter. Yeah, then we'll put if he starts doing bad, we'll yank him, you got two quarterbacks, you have no quarterbacks. You got to be very, very careful with that there. All right. Sims can't see the Giants passing on the opportunity to select a top quarterback for a second straight season. They have the third pick of the draft, and one of the two that everybody talks about is there, and they don't take them. I mean, oh my gosh, I don't know what to say, Sims said. All heck will break loose. It'll be great for radio and TV and everybody writing. You have a lot of stuff to write about, but I don't think that's going to happen. Then he starts talking about the Darnold market, Sam Darnold. But first thing the Giants, Vikings, or anyone else considering Darnold has to decide is whether they believe Darnold is the player he looked like for most of the season while helping the Vikings go to the 13-4 record, or if it's his poor final two games and the lackluster first 6 seasons of his career are more indicative of the player he really is. Sims buys what he saw from Darnold in 2024. Well, I trusted. I saw enough of it, Sims said. We'll look. It's probably the first time in his career. Well, it definitely is the first time in his career that he was worth a unit. He was with a unit and a coach where he had a chance to show more than he has, and he did that. And, of course, all this. What about the last 2 games? Well, okay, they're part of the whole scenario that we look at. But you know what? Whoever picks him up is not going to run Kevin O'Connell's offense. So it's going to be probably different than he played. But he showed everybody his physical skill set is real. While Darnold's poor final 2 games against the Lions and the Rams likely knocked him out of the $50 million a year range. Wow. Former agent and current CBS Sports cap guru Joel Corey is still expecting Darnold to command at least $37.5 million annually, perhaps ranging in the mid-40s. Wow. No, I mean, that's a. Yeah, I mean, the Giants only have $43 million cap space, right? I agree with Phil that that's a problem we have in drafting the quarterbacks at DJ. No, nope. Sometimes it's not a bad thing to take a flyer on one in the 3rd round, 4th round, or something like that. I mean, because hey, every now and then, right? I mean, Brady was round 5, 6. Not bad, right? Yeah. If you go like year in and year out, and you just don't keep track, that's not a, it's always a good thing. Always a good thing, especially bringing in fresh talent and competition, right? Competition never hurts anybody, right? So, but going to be very, very interesting. I said that the problem is that they bring in somebody who's going to command a lot of money, right? You pretty much wiping out your salary cap. If you got to pay a quarterback $35-40 million, right, this season, and you got to pay your draft class, right? You ain't going to have a lot of money left over, right? So it's going to be very, very interesting to see where this winds up going. Very, very interesting. I mean, with pick number 3 in the 2025 NFL draft, the New York Giants select. It's going to be very, very interesting to see.